Welcome to the Using the Instructional Design Wizard demo. In this demo, you will learn how to use the Instructional Design Wizard to build a course with rich learning experiences that effectively support learners to meet their goals, student learning outcomes. At the end of this demo, you will be able to create a course blueprint, grade-based assessment shell, and objective-based assessment shell. First, log in to your D2L Brightspace account and go into your course. From the Course Tools menu or the Edit Course link, click the Instructional Design Wizard link. This page provides details on what you will need to know about your course before starting the wizard. Pause this video and read over the instructions. You need to have the inputs of your learning objectives and which activities in your course correspond with those learning objectives. The wizard will guide you through the workflow shown, and you will get the wizard outputs as shown. When you are ready to continue, click the Start button. The wizard has 4 steps: define learning goals, choose activities, organize gradebook, and review course design. The first step, define learning goals, has 4 parts: list modules, list course competencies, list learning objectives, and define module objectives. In the first part of define learning goals, list modules, click the Add button to add your course modules. Type the title for each module, 1 module per line in the modules text box. Example, Week 1, Week 2, Week 3, Week 4, Week 5. Then click the Add button. You can use the reorder icon to reorder the modules or the red X icon to delete the modules. At the bottom of each page are the options to exit, save and exit, back, and next. Click the Exit button to quit the wizard without saving it. Click Save and Exit button to save the work you have completed and close the wizard. Use this option if you can't finish the wizard now and want to return to it later. Click the Back button to return to the previous page. Click the Next button to move to the next page. In the second part of Define Learning Goals, list course competencies. Click the Create button to create your course competencies. Click the Browse button to add course competencies already created. In the name field, type the name of the competency. Example, use the Instructional Design Wizard. In the description text box, type what needs to be done to complete this competency. Example, complete the 4 steps in the ID Wizard. Check the Visibility checkbox and click the Create button. Pause this demo and do this process over again until you have listed all of your competencies. When you are ready to continue, click the Next button. In the third part of Define Learning Goals, list learning objectives. Click the Create button to create your course learning objectives. Click the Browse button to add learning objectives you have already created. In the name field, type the name of the learning objective. Example, complete Define Learning Goals step. In the description text box, type what needs to be done to complete this learning objective. Example, list modules, list course competencies, list learning objectives, and define module objectives. Then click the Create button. Pause this demo and do this process over again until you have listed all of your learning objectives. Click the Classify button next to each objective to categorize which cognitive skill using the cognitive domain of Bloom's taxonomy. Click the checkboxes next to each level of Bloom's taxonomy the learner will be using. Then, click on the Classify Learning Objective button. You will notice that the levels you selected are now lit up on the chart. In the Independent Learning Objectives section, you can complete the previous step to add learning objectives that don't count towards the competency, but is something the learners will be able to do. When you are ready to continue, click the Next button. The fourth part of Define Learning Goals is Define Module Objectives. This is where you will attach the objectives you made to the places in your class where the students will complete those objectives. Click the Add button under each module to add your learning objectives. Check the checkbox next to the objectives that go with this module. Then click the Add Learning Objectives button. Pause this demo and do this process over again until you have filled in each module. When you are ready to continue, click the Next button. You are now in the second step of the Instructional Design Wizard, Choose Activities, which has two parts: Design Assessments and Design Content. In the first part of Choose Activities, Design Assessments, click the Add button under each module to add your course assessments. In Step 1, check the learning objective this assessment will assess. Notice that these are the ones we just placed on the previous screen. In Step 2, check the type of approach you will use to assess this objective. In Step 3, check the type of assessment you will use to assess this objective. Then click the Add Activities button. Pause this demo and do this step over again until you have filled in each module. Next, under each assessment, from the Type drop-down menu, choose the type of assessment you are doing. Diagnostic is testing that occurs before instruction. A diagnostic assessment or pre-assessment often focuses on one area or domain of knowledge. Formative is typically embedded within the instructional process. A simplified but perhaps helpful way to think of formative assessment is that it is given during instruction. Formative assessment can be used to determine what needs or topics have to be addressed next with a student. Summative is typically given to learners after a specific point in instruction to measure their understanding of a subject. Some examples of summative assessments include standardized tests, midterms, and final exams. Summative assessments can also be used to check their mastery of a subject every few weeks or months. Then, from the Tool drop-down menu, choose the tool you will use to assess the objective. Pause this demo and do this process over again until you have filled in each assessment. When you are ready to continue, click the Next button. In the second part of Choose Activities, Design Content, click the Add button under each module to add your course content. Step 1 lists the learning objectives this content will teach. In Step 2, check the type of approach you will use to teach this objective. In step 3, check the type of style you will use to teach this objective. Then click the Add Activities button. Pause this demo and do this process over again until you have filled in each module. Next, under each content from the Type drop-down menu, choose the type of content you are using. Learning resources are the main tools used to teach. Learning supports are supplemental tools. Then, from the Tool drop-down menu, choose the tool you will use to teach the objective. Pause this demo and do this process over again until you have filled in each content. When you are ready to continue, click the Next button. The third step, Organize Gradebook, has two parts. Choose Grading System and Categorize Grades. In the first part of Organizing Gradebook, choose Grading System. Click the Edit Grading System link to change the current grade system. When you are ready to continue, click the Next button. In the second part of Organized Gradebook, Categorize Grades, choose the drop-down menu. To pick the category the assessment grade will fall under for each module assessment. When you are ready to continue, click the Next button. The fourth step, Review Course Design, has two parts: Review Course Design and Finish. In the first part of Review Course Design, scroll down the page to review everything created with the wizard. If you need to make changes, click the Back button. When you are ready to continue, click the Next button. In the second part of Review Course Design Finish, review the items that will be created for your course blueprint. If you need to make changes, click the Back button. When you are ready to continue, click the Create Course Blueprint button. You have now successfully used the Instructional Design Wizard. The next step is to use the Course Builder. For help on using the Course Builder tool, watch the Using the Course Builder demo.